Hi there, this is a video review of the LG G Watch R, a watch that has way too many letters in its name. R, I believe, stands for round. It's one of the few round smartwatches. I was not really in the market for the latest toys. I didn't really even think I'd like a smartwatch. But this summer, I received as a gift a Samsung watch. And while it was probably a nice watch, it was square, and I was really holding out for a round watch, specifically the Moto 360. So I sold that watch on eBay, and I earmarked the funds to buy a new watch. And I was waiting for the 360 to come out, and I saw this, and I really, really liked it. If you've seen the Moto 360, it's kind of a flat, it's like a slab of glass. It's like, here's my phone, it's like just a slab of glass. It doesn't look like a watch. This actually has an outer ring with some marks on it that makes it, at least in my mind, much more watch-like. When I talk to people about smartwatches, they're like, oh, you still wear a watch? Yeah, I'm an old guy. I still do email, and I still wear a watch. This is my previous watch. Considerably thinner, as you can tell here. It's a little thinner than the G Watch R, but it's about the same size face. I did try a white watch face on this and wasn't too happy with it. The darker faces seem to go really better. But I've had this for 3 weeks now and really like it. It has a nice big leather strap. It's actually quite comfortable. Some people complain that it's heavy. It's obviously much heavier than my previous watch, but it's really not a bad watch. So when you get it, the first thing you do is you dig out your phone and you connect it via Bluetooth. It uses low power Bluetooth, and here it shows me my G Watch R is connected. Don't know if that's showing up quite well. G Watch R is connected. This is kind of the default Android Wear app. It lets you set a bunch of defaults, such as which apps you want. There's a little, I don't use Google now, but if I did, you could turn that on. You end up having device settings here. If you want to get an app to your phone, what you do is you install the app here, and then you hit resync apps and drive it over to there. It's very, very quick. So that's kind of cool. Fairly simple, straightforward. If you want to charge the phone, however, that's a little bit more interesting. There's these 5 contacts right there on the back of the phone, and these fit in this little disc that you get. So you literally just put that up there. It hooks together. There's a magnet. It's not super strong, but it will hold the watch. This is you connect to this to a power supply via micro USB, just like most Android devices. So I've got tons of micro USB cables around the house, so it's pretty easy. I've been using this pretty much all day, and it's a little after 5, and it's telling me that I have 61% left, and that's about normal. So I'm not even halfway through its battery life. I've never had it run out on me. The lowest I've seen it get to was 13. So it got down to about 13% on a very, very busy day. Okay, so what's it good for? Well, most people talk about the watch faces. So if you, let me get back to here. If you press and hold, it'll buzz. It's kind of a haptic feedback. There's no real chime or anything. It just kind of vibrates. And here's all the watch faces I have installed. This watch face set I actually bought for this one right here. I think it's very, very pretty. But it was designed for the Moto 360, and since the Moto 360 doesn't have the little tick marks on the edge, you can see there's more tick marks here, and I think it's just too busy. You've also kind of noticed there's a change between kind of the active face and the standby face. If I touch it, you see there's a second hand that moves, and then if I'm still, what will happen is it'll go to the standby mode without the second hand. It's to save power. One of the issues I have is that I hate that transition, because it'll completely fade to black and then come back. And I think it's just a software bug. I don't understand why we can't go directly from the active face to the standby face. I don't really change the faces very much. I was overseas the other day, and I found this, there's a world clock face. Let me get over here. Here it is. And what I like about the world clock face is that it lets you set the city. You swipe over and speak the city name. I had this set to Singapore, so I can tell that it's a little after, I'm just going to go to the fade, a little after 6:15 in the morning tomorrow. Can't really tell because the minute hand is in the way here, but there's a little guide that goes, let me go to New York. Let's say Los Angeles. So if I swipe over here, oops, let me press and hold, choose that face, swipe left, edit, Los Angeles. Well, that worked really well. Let me try that again. Try that again. I don't like that. Los Angeles. That's a little bit better. So hit OK. Now I'm set to Los Angeles, and now it says LAX, and you can see it's a little after 2 there. And notice that this little indicator says it's today, so I know it's 2 o'clock today. I used this when I was in Germany. I was right around midnight. I'd watch it go. I had New York time set over here, so what happened is at midnight it would go and jump back to yesterday, so I knew it was actually 6 p.m. yesterday. Kind of something neat that's hard to get in a standard watch, which I kind of like. I don't find myself changing the faces very much. I've tried. I mean, here's a real pretty gold circular watch, but I'm an old guy. I kind of like the big dial, and I really like this one. I think I paid $1 or $2 for a set of them that included this one. You got your day, your date. It's kind of nice, so I'm pretty happy with that. So that's how you change faces. You do have some Google access. I click on here. What is the temperature? So it goes out on the inner tubes and says, what is the temperature? It's 50 degrees in wonderful Pittsburgh, North Carolina. If I swipe, I get a little forecast showing it's going to rain this weekend. Yay. We need the rain, but I don't want it to rain on weekends. But so that's kind of cool. You can do a lot of the same OK Google things. The main thing that ends up happening is that the notifications bar in your phone becomes here. So if you get notifications from your calendar, they show up here. If you get notifications from email, they show up here, etc. And that's where I find myself using this quite a bit. I keep the phone in my pocket, and if I'm in a social situation or I'm just sitting here and I don't want to pull my phone out, I can actually look at my notifications and acknowledge them from the watch. So let me send an email. I'm sending myself an email. Shouldn't take too long to show up. And so here we go. We've got LG Watch Demo, and I can look and get a first few lines. You know, this is an email, and as you can see on the phone here, I've got my notification. If I swipe to the right, the notification clears, and it disappears from my phone and the watch. So that's kind of cool. I really like that. What about phone calls? It is tied to a phone. So, whoops, wrong phone call. So here we're getting a phone call. So it's from me. I'm calling from the office phone. So it's showing up here. If I want to answer it, I swipe to the left. I'm going to send this one away, so I'll swipe to the right. And as you can see, it goes away and clears all that out. So there is no microphone in the watch. You can't like carry on. Well, there is a microphone in the watch. That's how you do OK Google, but there's no microphone for the phone. So it's not like you can answer the phone and talk through the watch, at least to my knowledge. I just usually pull the phone out and carry on a conversation there. Should try that. Didn't know how that works. A couple other things that are nice with the phone. If I'm playing music, so let me bring up this album. I hit play. It'll show up in the background mode. It kind of, you can still see the watch, but if you highlight the watch and it goes to active mode, I'm playing here. I can pause it. I can change the song. I can make the volume go up, volume go down, etc. So that works out pretty well. Kind of like that aspect of it. Again, keep the phone in your pocket and control everything from your watch. So a lot of people talk about the health aspects of this system. So one of the things you can do is show me my steps. So it says here that I've done 9,314 steps. I set my goal to be 10,000 steps a day, so you can see that there. I do have a pedometer that says I've only done 8197. They've both been with me pretty much all day. Usually they're a little closer than this. I've run this for a couple of days. I do trust the pedometer a little bit more than the watch. I ran a 5K this morning and the pedometer was about dead on. This was probably 200 steps shy, so not quite sure what method each guy uses, but it is a good indication of relative activity. So if it's a number that is high, you've probably been very active that day. If it's low, then you really don't. You really should get out more. A couple other things to show you. You can install apps. One of the apps I really like, if I go to Start, it's called Pixtocam. So I want to hit Pixtocam. What this does is this actually connects with the phone camera. So as you can see, I can kind of go over the watch, see my hand, see the camera, you know, the setup here. It's pretty nice. So I mean, I guess you could use it for the spy cam. You could leave this somewhere on your desk and walk away, but I like using it for finding out of the way places. So I can shove this up underneath a sink or something, and it works really well. It is an Android device, so you can play with it. I haven't had too much of a chance. If you go to the settings, and oh, come on. Let's see. Oh, there's adjust brightness. If I go and I hit About Device, and I click on the build number 7 times, it'll give you developer options. I've already done that. And so with developer options, you can actually connect via ADB to your PC, and you can do screenshots, and you can put your own code on there, etc. Overall, I've been very, very pleased. I didn't think I would really care for a smartwatch. As I said, I like it better than the Moto 360. The Moto 360 has a light sensor in the bottom that gives it this kind of flat tire appearance. I don't like that. It does make this a little easier. One of the things I would love, and if I ever get any spare time, I'll probably try to write it, is I'd like it to tie into sun up and sun down, because right now I have it set to the screen is always on, which can be a little annoying when you're driving around at night, because the watch will really glow in your car. So you have to come here and turn the always on screen to off. It would be cool to be able to leave it always on in daylight hours, turn it off at night, and just have that. Hey, it's got a GPS, it's got connection to the internet, it should know when sunset and sunrise are, and it should just adjust to that. Other than that, I haven't pulled my other watch out in a while. As you see, it's actually on the wrong time. I usually try to correct that, but I've been pretty happy with this watch. It's only going to get better. I don't know, it's large. Some people might find it heavy. It doesn't bother me, but you know, it's probably not fashionable for a woman to wear. Not trying to do any kind of sexist assumptions here, but basically, you know, it's a man's watch. It's a very masculine watch, and I just think in the future they're going to get better, thinner. Apple's will probably be thinner, but whenever it comes out, this is here now. Said I like it. Battery life's great. It's pretty rugged. If you're into something like this, do check this out. I hope this is helpful.